Hello. Hodor coming to you guys again, doing another video, doing my complete Nightmare 4 Incursion playthrough. Today I am going to run Malthius. This map, I don't know, there's so many different ways to build it, but I pretty much come up with a build that's, you can pretty much just AFK the map. It's pretty aggressive. I know a lot of people like to build around the throne room. You know, they'll build, put up a lot of archers and EV nodes and stuff like that. But I like to put a bunch of nodes right outside the spawn and just kind of mow them down as they come out. This will show another. This also showcases my love for using the star pattern nodes. It also really shows how effective they are, but you're pretty much just doing your simple layout, putting up Serenity Auras, covering the lanes. I tend to use dummies on this map. Ogres will hit them once in a blue moon and glitch out, and then they just kind of sit and spawn. Excuse me, and then they'll die. So don't have to mess with the ogres too much. The only real difficult part's at the end, where you have 2 ogres and Malthius released. Here I do put up 2 Serenity Auras, just to cover the entry points. Like I said before, I'm going to put down EV nodes. This is my star pattern. I use 4 singular nodes, which is 120 DU. Each node is 30. But in doing this, each node has its own chance for crit, its own structure for damage. So it actually tends to do more damage than like one string of 10, which is 110 defense units when you keep string them all together. I do this on certain maps just to really kind of keep the small fry at bay, and then the only thing that you really make it through there that you have to deal with are going to be the ogres. So normally I'll put something at the entrance as well. I used to do another star pattern there, but I figured it would be better to just kind of have the PDTs up instead. Let's see here. Initially, I'd also use every builder, damn near every builder I had. I'd use archers. I even used cannons. I'm old school. I miss the cannon squire being viable. I still use them every chance I get. Power surge is perfect for that, just to kind of break out the old ballistas. But every once in a while I will throw out a couple rings of cannons just for the laughs. But I do miss them being as viable as they used to be. Now, one of the bigger changes Trendy did with the PDTs not allowing them to shoot through walls kind of messed me up a little bit here. Normally, right here, I will put the PDT up behind me where the oil comes out of, and literally it would just sit directly behind it, and nothing would ever hit it. So that was kind of like the big change. I think in this one I put it to the right of it. Nothing damages it, thankfully, but sometimes flyers will ding it up. I think the way the EV nodes are structured, any cobalts will just crash into them, because that'd be the closest threat. I'm not 100% sure how those work or how they're written, but one thing I have noticed is that the cobalts will crash into the first known target, and it tends to be the EV nodes if they're up close. Now these PDTs I put very high up on the rails, so the ogres, if they do make it through there on the last wave, if they do stomp, they won't just destroy everything, and you do have cobalts come flying through, and it makes it harder for them to crash into those PDTs at the angle they're sitting at. Excuse me. Last but not least, I do manage to put a little triangle here. It messes with the little skeletons that come out, but in the past I had also put a star pattern there. that three triangle piece right there is only 40 defense units. So it's, the equivalent of what, a single strand, and you'd have 10 defense units left over. So just down to preference. I found that works best for me. So originally I put the three free towers right up front. I do eventually move them off to the side to help deal with the flyers that come from the east and the west of the map. Um, it's the only problem I've ever really run into with this particular build is dealing with the flyers. As you'll see when the starts to play through, I'll literally just kind of sit up front and watch and just try to mow down the flyers myself. Um, so that's kind of like the biggest problem here. And then the dummy on the west, which would be the left, that tends to get beat up on a lot as well. At least it used to. It used to. I haven't had any problems as of late, thankfully, with the newer build with the star pattern right at the spawn. I used to do the star pattern a little bit closer to the dummy because there is a health circle there, literally just on the other side of the star pattern. So getting a little bit more aggressive with it does help. So excuse me. Well, this is the layout. Nice, short, sweet. Like I said before, this is my take on Malthius. This map's a lot of fun. I used to farm it constantly. I probably did 100 plus, probably closer to 200 run-throughs before I finally got a decent armor cleanser. Excuse me, goodness gracious, I'm still getting over a cold. And since then, I haven't wanted to play this map at all. I burned myself out on this map so badly. And when I finally got a halfway decent armor cleanser, I took a break. And now once in a blue moon, I will run it to try and get a better Purge Evil monk staff. I think currently mine is 397.5%. It's not the best, but it's definitely up there. It's 2.5% shy of being perfect. So I definitely can't complain. I am definitely pleased with the Purge Evil was Infernal Combustor that I have now. If I ever get antsy enough or bored enough, or even if I ever get bored enough, I'd probably start farming for another one. But until that day comes, I am more than content with what I have. Well, here's the build. This is my take on Malthius NM4 Incursion. Just like the other videos, questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, song requests, anything along those lines, just drop a comment and enjoy the show, folks.